Another brick fan will look at a Harry Potter set. This is Hogwarts Magical Trunk. This is set 76399. It was released in March 2022. You can build up to 6 minifigures at a time, and it cost about $60 when it was released. The trunk opens and there are parts to make up 3 different scenes from Hogwarts. The 3 scenes include the sorting ceremony, the Great Hall Feast, and the Common Room. It's similar to Newt's Case of Magical Creatures, which you may remember as a set from 2018, which was a briefcase that opened up to reveal some other scenes inside. This set comes with many extra pieces. So there are more minifigure heads and hair pieces that come with this. This is in the Gryffindor color scheme, but then there's one for each of the houses, so you get one for Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff as well. There's only 2 named minifigures here, and so that's Harry Potter and Professor McGonagall. We'll take a closer look at the minifigures in a moment. Let's take a look at some of the smaller pieces. It does come with a wizard card. This is Ollivander from the Ollivander's Wand Shop. It does come with a chocolate frog, an owl, as well as this keychain. So yes, you can lock the case, and that comes with this nice Hogwarts sticker that has all of the houses on it. So we'll take a closer look at the minifigures in a minute, but let's dive into this trunk. So the trunk does unlock. So here's a key that we can put in here, and by turning this, we can lock the trunk so that it doesn't come open, or unlock the trunk so that it does come open. And as you see on the inside, there's a bunch of these accessories that we were talking about, but we'll take a look at how the scenes are built here in a few minutes. Let's go around the outside of the trunk. Go ahead and get it locked up so that it doesn't move around on us. Looking at the front of the trunk, you see this one is currently decorated with the Gryffindor yellow and red colors. And it does say Hogwarts here on the little sticker. And it does look pretty good. And even if looking at it from the side, it's nice, but it's very narrow. So this is only about 10 studs deep, which makes it really small. I mean, I do like this little handle here. It's kind of a trunk handle. There's this pearl gold rounded 2x4 that you can write on. There are a couple of extra stickers that come with this, and this, both sides are the same. So you could write your name on there, making it into your trunk, or one of the student names if you wanted. Looking at the top, it's all smooth for the most part. There's a few exposed studs here, but by and large, it's all designed nice and smooth. They have these inverted tile pieces and this large, 4x8 piece, which is a pretty nice piece to get. I do like the overall look of it, but it is much smaller than you think it was going to be. I mean, it's just a very small trunk. If we open it up, so this is, a much nicer size. And then if it had, if the trunk was this size, I think that would have been great. Would have been a lot more pieces, obviously. And the hinges would have been on the back here. These might have been centered. You get the idea. The locking mechanism is kind of cool. So it's this Technic piece here with this little latch. And then you see this little hook up here that it hooks onto. So that's a nice feature. The bottom of the trunk is just all exposed studs here, just the structure that kind of helps build the trunk. Interestingly, they did use a road plate down here. So this is the new road system, kind of that smooth plate with the different studs around it, but it's been recolored in this nougat color. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other options for coloring the front of the trunk. Here we have the chest with the Hufflepuff colors. And of course, I've done a different pattern here. So now we just got the stripes of the 2 different colors. And of course, we have black and yellow for Hufflepuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at our other 2 houses. Here we have Ravenclaw. So another color scheme, the gray and blue. Ravenclaw in the series, in the actual series, is actually blue and bronze. So it's kind of interesting that Lego has always done them in the blue and silver, but I think it still looks pretty good. And here again is another pattern that we can use. All these are kind of outlined in the book, but you can come up with your own patterns as well. So let's go ahead and get the last house colors done so you can see that. And here's our final color scheme for Slytherin House, the silver and green, and once again in a different pattern. Lots of different options for this. Gives you a lot of creativity. There's several ideas in the book. As I mentioned, I think I tried several of those here, and then you can come up with your own designs for however you'd like to do this. Now that we've looked at all the different color schemes for the front of the trunk and how it's decorated, let's take a closer look at the minifigures and all the options with those. This set comes with many extra minifig pieces so that you can create whatever minifigures you want. It does come with the 5 different basic wand types. So we have orange, we have tan, brown, reddish brown, and then black. And then there are 5 different skin tones here. This one here, I believe, is a new skin tone for 2022. So there are 16 different hair pieces here, as you can see, all lined out here in the back. So this is like Draco's here. There's some blue ones, some boys and a girl's, it looks like. This looks like Gilderoy Lockhart's. This looks like the one they used for T'Challa or Black Panther. Here's some messy brown hair. This looks like Hermione's. This looks like Ginny Weasley here. There's the princess one here. This one looks like the hairpiece for Violet Parr. This, I think, has been used on Luna before. Here's some big ponytails. That looks like Ron's. And then another pink one here. So lots of different options. Let's take a closer look at the minifig faces. So here are all the smiling faces on the different skin tones. So you get 10 different head pieces here. Look on the other side, all of them have alternate expressions. So here we have one with glasses and then some other shocked and grouchy expressions you can see. So lots of variety in the minifig heads that come with this set. So you can create lots of different characters. And I'll show you a bunch of different examples as we move along. One other item is this owl figure done in this nice sand blue with the open wings. So this is like the mold they used for Hedwig last year with the open wings. And then there's, of course, a couple of pieces here to allow him to carry a letter. So this owl actually does come with the hospital set as well. There are 2 specific minifigures with this set, and that is Professor McGonagall and Harry Potter. So let's take a quick look at those 2. Here we have our 2 named minifigures. So this is Professor McGonagall in her signature hat. The very good green printing for her robes, the nice necklace she's wearing. Here's Harry Potter, of course, the signature face with the scar, the hair that's got the part for the scar. And then you notice that Harry is in generic robes. So this does not have any house colors on them. So this is obviously before the sorting ceremony, which is also a part of this set. Let's take a look around and you see there's no side printing on either one, but Professor McGonagall has this very nice printing all the way down the back. So on the torso and on the robe piece here. Harry's got the hood in the back, and he's in the very short legs, so these don't turn, these don't move. You'll notice Professor McGonagall has hair integrated into the hat, and then here is her more smiling face. The other one was much more stern. And then, of course, Harry's got a scared expression on this side. And then back to the front for both of these characters. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of the combinations that you can do with the other minifigure parts. As you can see, there's a torso for each of the houses. We have Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, and Gryffindor. And then here's the different hair pieces, the different skin tones. Notice the torsos each have all of our characters wearing gloves. I think that was a smart choice since we don't want to, they have so many skin tones here, they didn't want to have to make you switch the hands out. So they're wearing gloves with their respective house colors here. So pretty smart move there on that part. But there's various head pieces and some of the various hair pieces, so let's take a look at a few more combinations. Here's another set of combinations, and one thing I didn't point out, so they're all the short legs, but if you look closely, there are these two styles. So we have the short legs here, and then the dual molded. So this goes black, then a gray, then a black, and it's designed to use with this small skirt. So you get that kind of stocking effect with the shoes. So there you have, some more blacks and blue. There's a couple other colors there. Very nice look. So let's take a look at a few more of the head combinations. Here we have 4 more of the hair pieces. And you can see a couple of different heads here as well. Move these around here. Look, this one looks just like Ginny Weasley me with the little freckles and the whole bit. This is the hair they use for Ginny. There's a little sadder face here for our Slytherin person. And then a couple of different characters with glasses. And let's go through one more and we can show off the rest of the hair pieces. There we have a few more face and hair combinations, obviously with 10 different heads, 16 different hair pieces, 4 different torsos. There's lots and lots of combinations you can come up with on the various minifigures. Let's go back and take a look at the scenes that are included with this trunk. One other additional thing that comes with this trunk is this sticker sheet. So these are stickers that you would put, like a lot of people that travel like to get stickers or patches or something from the different places they visited. So this is kind of that idea. You can go ahead and stick these stickers all over the trunk if you want. I chose not to do that. I kind of want to keep mine clean. But there's all kinds of interesting ones, from, different spell names here. There's some, the house banners and crests, platform 9 3/4, just various things. Here's a chocolate frog wrapper. So all kinds of really interesting stickers that you can put on your trunk to customize it. Let's take a look at the scenes for this particular trunk. So here are all the pieces we were talking about. I talked about a little bit earlier, but there are a bunch of these panel pieces. They've each got stickers on them. So some of the stickers are, turn those right side up. You see the windows in the Great Hall and then candles. On the backs of each of these is going to be a sticker for each of the houses. There's Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff, of course. Other accessories, so that we have the Quibbler here, which is a good piece. I remember seeing something similar to this in the Harry Potter collectible minifigure series. There's a cauldron here. This is that new chest piece and done in pearl gold. So I think the bottom is the same chest piece, but the top is done with these studs on it, kind of like jumper plates. So that's nice. There is this printed jar piece here. Taking a quick look at that. So these are acid pops. Then a couple of wedges in there, cheese wedges, white cheese wedges. We of course get the sorting hat. Here's the sorting hat. There is some furniture. So there's a large purple couch there. And then this is a little bench piece. So if you were having someone in the sorting ceremony, for example, Harry would be on this little bench and then they put the sorting hat on top of him. A couple of tables that are tucked away in there. So there's a couple of tables with some food on them from the Great Feast. A couple of these cabinets. So we have these cabinets, and in this case, this one has some every flavor beans and then a goblet or a mug of some kind. Then this has the Marauders map in it, as well as a book, which we'll take a closer look at here in a little bit. So those are designed to kind of be sealed up in there. There is a fireplace with a Hogwarts crest above it. And this, I believe, is there to represent the points. So the house points tally that goes in the Great Hall. On the back of this, there are some bookcases, so it can be used in a different scene. The backs of these cabinets have candles on them, which can be used. So again, all of these different pieces are used to create these scenes. Some of them have to be rebuilt, so you can only do essentially one scene at a time. The way it's set up right now is for the sorting ceremony, so let's take a look at that first. So here is the first one. This is the sorting ceremony. And as you can see, we have the little stool, and Harry here's wearing the sorting hat. There's the fireplace in the background, some floating candles. This does not actually anchor in, but this is the house points total. Looking over here on the side, you see those stickers with the candles around the windows, and then there's a different owl in each one. You might have seen those earlier, so there's the different owls. I've got a couple of other characters, so it does have the pieces to make Draco Malfoy here. And this is Hermione, or sort of looks like Hermione anyway. Of course, Professor McGonagall here as well. So there are a few studs in here where you can lock people down if you want. But overall, a pretty nice little scene. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next scene. Here is our next scene. And as you can see, we got a couple of chairs here, a chessboard or checkerboard here, a couple of tables with lots of different food items on them. The windows with the candles have been replaced. You just flip these around, and these are the house banners on each of the sides there. So you can see all 4 house banners there. And then there's plenty of room to put some of the minifigures around the area to be enjoying the feast of the Great Hall. So pretty well done scene as well. Now you do have to take apart the couch that we showed earlier to make this kind of chessboard and chair set there. But other than that, that's the only thing that needs to be changed in order to create this scene. Let's take a look at the last scene. And our final scene here is the common room. And this can be set up for all 4 houses. I've currently got it set up for Ravenclaw. So this is kind of a look, I think that sort of looks like Luna Lovegood. But as you can see, there's the bookshelf in the back here. Here's the Ravenclaw banner, a cabinet, fireplace. Here's that nice purple couch here. And a table with a bunch of different things. So there's a cup here. These are the acid pops. Some every flavor beans, a cauldron. There's a book down here, a potions book underneath. And of course, here's the Quibbler, which would be on Luna's bed, of course. And you see the bed is done with the Ravenclaw colors. So overall, a nice little scene. And this can be rearranged a little bit. So if we wanted to do Gryffindor, for example. So here I've rearranged the room a little bit for the Gryffindor common room. So here's the Gryffindor banner over here in the corner. And instead of bookshelves, I just put a couple of cabinets. Fireplace is still the same. Then we moved some things around, put that gold chest in here. Here is that book, which is advanced potion making, as you can see. And it does have a potion tile inside there. We also have the Marauders map. So nice to get that piece as well. That's on a 2x3 tile. And then the bed just is in the Gryffindor colors now, with the bed sheet in the red and yellow. Of course, you can do the other 2 common rooms, of course, with the green pieces and silver pieces for Slytherin, or the black and yellow, which would be for Hufflepuff. So lots of options to change this around. And let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set. Overall, this is a very nice set. It is smaller than I expected it to be. I mean, this build is only about maybe 10 studs wide, or 10 studs deep, and maybe this is about a 10 by 20 stud build, which is pretty small. So if you open it up, it's 20 by 16, 20 by 20 maybe. So it is a lot smaller than it looks like it is on the box and stuff. Very, very narrow. I do like all the customizations you can do. So all of the extra minifigure heads, the extra hair pieces, the ability to switch them all around. You do get all 4 houses represented in the torsos, which are nice. You get a generic Hogwarts robes here like Harry's wearing. You can build some of the iconic characters. So this I think looks a lot like the Ginny Weasleys we get. This of course looks like Draco Malfoy. Then, got the Luna Lovegood hair. You got Hermione's hair. Another, quite a few nice little elements as well. You have the Quibbler and the Marauder's Map, the sorting hat, every flavor beans. There's a lot of very nice little accessories that come with this as well. $60, a very small set. I think this, would have been much nicer as a $50 set. Certainly be great as a $40 set. I think you can justify a little bit extra cost for being a Harry Potter licensed set, and also a little extra cost because you're getting so many extra pieces. So it is really designed to be a customizable Lego set to build the way you want it, to have it represent the houses that you like and that kind of stuff. So good set, little on the high side as far as price goes. It is certainly a good set for Harry Potter collectors and folks who like to build, have multiple ways to build their sets for creative play and stuff like that. It's certainly worth getting. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this Harry Potter set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe to see more of my reviews. I've left a link to my Harry Potter playlist up here on the screen.